Goldylocks Productions provides professional internet, TV, and radio shows in the spiritual and New Age genre.
My very special guest is my good friend Monica, and Monica will be talking to us a little bit about Witchfest North. So I'd like everybody to join me in welcoming Monica.
Hello.
Hello, Monica. How are you?
Hi there, Betty Jane. I'm very good, thank you. How are you doing?
I can't complain. Nothing much has changed since I spoke with you last night.
Except for that massive solar eclipse.
Yeah, that was awesome. What did you do during the eclipse?
I was doing my own spell work, which as an artist and which is making art and incorporating all the energy from the eclipse into the painting I'm doing for a tarot deck.
Oh, and how's that coming along? I know I've been watching it, your progress.
It's getting there, you know. It takes a little while. These things can be slow, they can be painstaking, but well worth it and enjoyable. And what did you do during the eclipse, Betty Jane?
You know, I sat there and I cleared out a lot of stuff. I got rid of a lot of the old and brought in some of the new. It was more basically a banishing for me and getting rid of things. So it was good.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's funny. I was doing that leading up to the eclipse. There was a whole lot of clearing out and throwing out and, you know, new life out of the old, you know?
Yeah. Did you pull a tarot card during the eclipse or a card during the eclipse?
I did indeed, and I got the Temperance card, which was a very interesting reminder to, I think, really look at how you transform things and understand moderation and the way you approach change to stay balanced, and certainly incorporating all the elements. I use a very traditional Rider-Waite deck, and it was just a really good reminder to stay centered and balanced and moderate in all things, you know, and keep steady. How about you?
I pulled the High Priestess of all cards, which is kind of funny, but I always say she's me because of her B and her J, so why not?
I hear you. And I also pulled my own lantern card from my deck, which, you know, was interesting because that's a recent addition to the deck, and it was a good reminder to seek illumination during this time, and I think reflecting is a big one for me. So it seemed appropriate.
Cool. Now, tell us how our guests or our listeners can get in touch with you if they would like to have a reading or learn about your updates.
Oh, for sure. Well, I'm not too hard to find because I have a unique last name, Bodirsky, which if you spell it correct, you're not going to find lots of me. So you can find me at monicabodirsky.com, also on Facebook, Monica Bodirsky Design, and then on my personal page, Monica Bodirsky. And you can see the art that I'm doing. You can find out about Witchfest North and about readings if you like. It's easy to get hold of me.
Absolutely. Now, we are going to talk about Witchfest North because I had you on a couple of weeks ago and we just had all kinds of technical difficulties. So explain Witchfest, where did the idea come from? How can people become involved?
The idea started, like with many people, as a tiny little germ of an idea many years ago when I noticed that several communities in Toronto were a little siloed or divided. I don't know if it's just our climate here, it does get a little chilly, or if because we're in a huge city center, people tend to stay a little private. But there's so many tiny groups of solitary practitioners in the witch, Wiccan, pagan community. And while pagan fests are wonderful and they're pretty popular, I noticed that women in the arts and who identify as witches weren't really getting any airplay. And also here in Canada, we had the very archaic law repealed stating that witchcraft was illegal. So I thought, well, this seems like a very good time then to hold a festival during the witching time of year in October, and include lots of folks and celebrate the repeal of Section 365 of the Criminal Code. Now that that is gone, we can practice in the streets, and I thought we'd call it out of the broom closet. So that's where the idea came from, and fortunately I have many very talented women who are assisting and bringing the festival to life. We have a lot of applicants so far, and so far I'm just really excited about the number of people who've shown interest and want to attend.
Absolutely. So how does this, I've been involved with Pagan Pride, I've run several. How would you say this is going to be different? What's the different slant?
I think the difference would be it's kind of got an urban take as far as women in the arts. So, and it's got a very specific focus of women in the arts. So I think it's very similar to Pagan Pride, but it's like Pagan Pride invites women in the arts and who identify as witches or Wiccans or wise women. There are a lot of emerging young artists that don't get enough airplay or don't have spaces to show their work. The gallery scene is very difficult right now in Toronto. A lot of gallerists have actually moved to New York. You know, our per square foot rents here have gone through the roof. And as an emerging young artist, where do you actually go if you don't have your own retail location and you can't rent a gallery? So I'm hoping that we are highlighting young women in the arts who also identify as witches, Wiccans, or pagans or wise women. And in uniting all of us, we are sharing our vision with non-practitioners and perhaps showing a side of ourselves artistically that goes a little against the stereotype of a witch, of the broom-riding hag. So I think people will be pleasantly surprised when they see the quality of art and the young people who are participating in the festival.
Okay. Well, let's take a caller, and then I wanted to touch back on a couple of things that you said. So let's take our first caller and see what questions are going to come out tonight. Yep. Okay, Roz, the first caller, whenever you're ready.
Hi, this is Donna. Thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks. How can we help you tonight, Donna? Where are you calling from?
California. Okay. I had two dreams with my mother on the other side, and this was about a year ago, 2 different times, and we are celebrating with such joy and happiness. Then, 2 days ago, I heard her voice come in the middle of my head and say, "You're going to be rewarded." So I feel something's coming up. I don't know if it's a husband or money or whatever, and I was just wondering if you were picking up on this.
Well, she said rewarded, so it's not a husband.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
I'm sorry. I've been married for 32 years. I can say these things. Monica's probably up there with me in that. So, Monica, would you like to pull a card and see what you hear?
Yes, absolutely. While you were asking your question, I was focusing on what you were saying there, and I pulled 3 cards out of the Lucky Lenormand deck. And interestingly, the first card I got, which I will hold up here, is the Moon card. And the Moon card in the Lenormand deck is a little different than standard tarot. For me, it is speaking about career. So the reward that is coming is definitely a recognition in whatever help, volunteer, or actual career that you have done over the years. It seems to me you're going to get some major recognition for that. Interesting as well, the next card was a fox card. The light's a little funky here. But what that means for me is potentially being visible and invisible as you need to be for your field. And the key being the knowledge part is telling me that you're coming into some major career recognition. And I think you may be surprised where that is coming from. It could be coming from a female boss or a female figure who is very crafty, very clever, and who holds the key to your success, if that makes any sense.
Well, I'm retired. I haven't worked in like 25 years. Oh, dude. I don't know.
Well, how about your recognition in your field? If you are going to be rewarded.
I just did home health care. You know, took care of people here and there, and yeah, that's about. There was no career with me really. So I'm wondering. I don't know. You know, I just spend my leisurely time. Huh?
That's okay. I think for the help and what you've done, what this card is saying for the work that you've done, whether you would classify it as a career or not, you're definitely going to be recognized for your efforts and for what you've done. I think that is...
Oh, okay. I believe that. I believe that because my whole family, I've always helped them out. Yeah.
And sometimes too,
Huh?
in a healthcare field, there could be rewards that you're not seeing yet, and they're still to come. I'm sorry you were in healthcare. People die. There might be something there. I don't know, but I pulled the Wheel of Fortune, so that's a good thing. So something
good.
That's coming. But remember, with wheels, they go around, so you have to make hay while it's good, but when it turns around, you might have to look again. So, but look for the good here.
Yeah,
there is a reward, but I think both Monica and I are saying that it's very financial.
Oh, good. Good. That's what I'm hoping. Yay! I've got these dreams of getting together my brothers and sisters and all of us getting a huge piece of land and having our houses and all be in together. I would love that.
Congratulations. Yeah. I hope that happens for you.
That's
you.
the reward.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for calling tonight.
Thank you. You have a good evening. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, and if we could have caller number 631, please.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. My name is Sandra, and I'm calling from New York.
Okay, Sandra.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi, ladies. So my question's about love. I'm open and kind of just, been working on myself. So now I'm ready to kind of start inviting a partner into my life. And I wanted to see what was upcoming.
Okay, Monica?
What I see is I've got 3 wonderful cards here for you just out of the deck. The house card, the tree card, and the anchor. And in the Lenormand deck, with this house card, it's speaking about a security and what's going on as far as a family. And the tree card, again, is about your roots and putting down roots and settling in. And the anchor is about hope and security. And the 3 combined to me mean that you are definitely going to be settling down somewhere and very, very happy.
Yay! That sounds
Absolutely.
great.
Somebody a little bit older, and by older, I don't necessarily mean 1 foot in the other world, but somebody more mature and established, ready for the type of relationship you want. Look at somebody that probably wears a suit to work, so a professional of some way. And the card I picked was the King of Swords for you. So, yeah, I think just remember he's really capable of getting to the heart of the matter, but sometimes a sword can swing.
Okay, so the King of Swords could be civic and very capable of getting to the heart of the matter, but sometimes the sword could swing, in a bad way?
Just remember, the swords are sharp, right? So it's...
Oh, it could be... Okay, I get it.
There's no BS. So don't think you can pull the wool over his eyes, okay?
Okay. Well, no, listen, I prefer no BS,
there
frankly.
You
go. So... Yeah. No,
okay.
That's the right kind of guy for me. All right, well, that sounds wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
Thanks. Okay, so I know I'm just going to put this up. We have a few things on the webcam. My part of the broadcast is not coming in, but you can hear Miss Monica, so that's great. So I'm going to continue on like we're doing everything right, but my husband thinks he's going to come down and help, but he's not. So that's hilarious. Question, Miss Monica. It just gone right out of my mind. But when you prefer a traditional Rider-Waite deck, your deck will be that traditional style?
Yeah, I actually have so many tarot decks like so many people. But I've got the Morgan Greer deck, which is one of my favorite, and it's a Rider-Waite style. So, for instance, I have the Star card here. It's very traditional, but it's borderless. I think it's just been a kind of a good luck charm of mine since the early 80s. So I absolutely adore the Rider-Waite style decks. And I don't know, they serve me very well. It's not that I don't like the Marseille. I do read pips that are not necessarily photographs, but still, I'm kind of stuck in the old school, I guess.
So I like the Morgan Greer. I have both the one in a tin and then the first edition of it. I've managed to pick up as well. So yeah, I really like the Morgan Greer. It's one of the ones that speak to me for some reason. And it's funny, my husband's here trying to figure out all the technical difficulties, and that's why Tiffany's yelling hello. Now he's really embarrassed. So, no, it's all good. Go. Welcome to the Monkey House. So, tell me about the opening festivities for Witch Fest North. What do we got on plan? Where is it going to be?
Well, so far we are we're holding it Thursday, October 5th. It's going to be at Wonderworks, which is on Baldwin, close to Kensington Market here in Toronto, right around the corner from the Art Gallery of Ontario. It's a wonderful retail space, and we're holding our opening festivities, which will, it's a retail location with a gallery in the back. So there are going to be several people participating. There's going to be art. There's going to be a lot of crystal, candle, tarot decks in the shop, and we are going to be doing a little speaking to introduce the entire festival, welcoming our guests. Our admin team will get up and do something that may resemble a song, depending on how gutsy they are. And we're going to have a load of fun. We'll have tarot readings and just all sorts of fun, just to kick it off, and hand out calendars and the walking tour maps to everybody.
Cool. Well, I promise I will not have to sing for you. I am not a singer. However, I do have lovely CDs I can watch. I promise. Okay, we do have another caller. Let's go ahead.
No, I was going to say, you don't have to sing. That's okay, as long as you can hit a drum.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to do that either. Apparently, I'm just not even the dog. Yeah, no, it's just not good. It's one of those things that somehow, I'm really good in a lot of different areas. That's not one of them, so I'm okay with it.
Gotcha.
I know where my talents are. Caller, it's 954, and it's Mary. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you. Good evening from Florida. I wanted to say that I also had a dream of a family member. My aunt, who passed about 3 years ago, came through to me. She was also very psychic as well, and her voice was extremely clear, and I felt like she was right there with me. It was just, it wasn't even a dream, as it was just as I was waking that I heard her speaking and felt her. I seemed to be out of my sleep, but not fully awake. And she said, "You're going to be married this year." And when I woke up, I thought, "What? Where did that come from? That's pretty remote." And that's, to me, that is a strange message. But she spoke with such an emphatic way she had of speaking, and just so matter of fact. And I thought, wow. And I don't know if she's meaning this year or within the year to come or whatever, what this means, or even if there is any validity to it. I don't presently have a serious partner. I have some friends and a couple who are interested, but I'm not seeing marriage there unless there's something you see.
Well, let's see. Monica, what do you see?
Well, what I see is interesting. I have a mountain card and an anchor, and I also have the lily card. And the mountain card can be somebody from a mountainous area, or it can also mean kind of an impasse or a blockage for now. So I don't see this as coming up really quickly. I see the anchor. So, sometimes I take these symbols very literally. So if you know somebody with a boat who, I also have the lily card, who is an older gentleman whom you're familiar with but have a very platonic relationship currently, that could be the person that you will be marrying. And I would say, because of the number on the lily card, potentially next summer, so maybe within a year or so.
I don't know of anyone of my platonic friends that owns a boat. I did in the past, a long time ago. I like the water, but I'm not that crazy about boats going on the out in the ocean.
You'll recognize them once you step up in one.
I like to be in the water, under the water, but not on the water. I swim, dive, but witches, have you seen that movie? Do you know what happens to witches if they get wet? Come on. Anyways, I pulled the Four of Wands for you, which is the marriage card. So,
woohoo!
Believe it? You may not believe it, but your aunt has told you, and the two readers tonight have told you. So I have a feeling that marriage is in the cards for you within the next 12 months.
Are you feeling, though, it's someone I already know then?
I certainly do.
Maybe that man from the past with the boat's coming back.
Well,
that
well, I don't think I really want to re-energize that particularly. It wasn't the love of my life or anything. It was just a relationship. But I'll keep that in mind. I mean, people can get boats or be connected with boats in other ways. But
you definitely in Florida, so probably lots of boats there.
Probably what?
So you are in Florida, so you're surrounded by water.
That's true.
You a man with a boat. So.
Okay, well, I'll have to watch that. You're breaking up a little bit. That's why I'm asking you to repeat.
Maybe you need to take a walk by the marina.
Okay. Yeah, it's not too far. It's not too far from where I live right now.
Perfect.
That's where he's probably working.
He's got a good job, right? But does it feel like somebody I've known for quite a while, or just known recently, or can you tell by the cards?
I just know that all he feels is familiar, so I don't. That's all it's giving me. So whether or not you've known him forever or just recently, I can't tell you that. It just feels familiar to me.
Absolutely,
you're saying
I agree.
Summer, but it could start up before then.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I'll keep an eye out. My aunt was usually pretty good. All right, thanks.
You'll have to let us know.
Night.
Thank you. Have a good
night. I will.
weekend.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, Miss Roz, can we have caller number 803, please?
Hello, how are you?
I'm
Hi there.
How are you this evening?
I'm doing good.
Okay, and who are we speaking with?
My name is Brittany, and I just wanted to do a reading on my relationship to see what type of energy or whatever you was getting from it.
Okay. Where you live, Brittany? Where are you calling from?
South Carolina.
Ooh, you guys had a great view of the eclipse, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
There you go. So let's see what that eclipse energy is wreaking on your relationship. Monica?
Yeah, I have 3 cards. I have the clouds card. I also have the child, and I have the bouquet. And the way I would read these 3 Lenormand cards is that your relationship, because the child card also has the Knight of Spades attached to it, things are okay. You know, it seems to me that some confusion about direction or how things have been going has been cleared up recently or is about to be cleared up. And the bouquet and the flowers says things are going to be going well.
Yeah, because, you know, we had some bumps in the road and nobody's relationship is perfect. So, you know, we haven't been talking lately.
Yeah, that's going to change. It's going to come back into balance with you with my 2 of Pentacles here. You'll figure it out. I think what it seems like is it's just you're not talking on the same level and too many other things are getting in the way, but you'll be able to bring that into balance. Interesting. What does, in Lenormand, you said you pulled the Knight of Spades. Does that translate to Pentacles?
Yeah, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
Because I pulled King of Pentacles, which is great, which is really funny. We're picking up, the only reason why it's funny is we're talking about all the earth suits. So you're going to be okay. The relationship's going to settle. It's going to be well adjusted. It's going to be a healthy relationship. It's just got to get through the bumps to get there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Wow, the phones are really busy tonight. So let's take another caller. Please, Ms. Roz, 520.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi, I'm here. Hi, thank you.
Hello.
This is Lisa calling. Hello, thank you.
Where are you calling from,
Hello.
Lisa?
I'm calling from Arizona, thank you.
Ooh, my sister lives in Arizona. How can we help you?
Oh, yay. What do you see about income for me, please?
Income. Ooh, okay. Monica and I are both very quickly shuffling cards. Do you mean income like in a job or a career or what's going to happen there?
I have a job. I have a career, and I work on commission.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
I see that speedy. I see money coming quickly. I see some kind of quick message of your hard work paying off, actually.
Oh, wow. Oh, that would be, thank you, God. Yes. I have been working hard. I know that there's money coming, but it's from someone close to me, and that's not, I bless it and accept it and embrace it. I also am looking for money for my hard work, to build my career,
Absolutely. Because I also pulled the Moon card, which I mentioned to a previous caller, is about career, and it's definitely coming from your hard work, okay?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my prayers, and effort will be answered, yes. Yeah.
I pulled the Ace of Pentacles, which is about really money from an unexpected source. I always used to keep it can be hard work. When I had my shop, I used to keep the Ace of Pentacles in my cash drawer. The money would come in. So it's money, it's unexpected money. So it also can be as a result of hard work too. So maybe a bonus at work or something. Job well done.
Yeah.
That would be great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Enjoy that Arizona weather.
Well, it's yep. It's we do have weather, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
It's 108 right now. It's 108 degrees.
Stay cool.
Isn't that
Stay
nice?
cool.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Well, places, maybe.
Okay. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Isn't that funny? We all like this summer. We haven't had any great weather here in Toronto, so I'm envious of the heat. But then when it happened on Sunday, I was like, okay, I've had enough.
Yeah, I know. We all do that, don't we? We keep saying, "Where's summer? Where's summer?" Oh, go away, summer. It's been a day.
Absolutely. Although I went out this afternoon, and I'm going to tell you, driving through that weather, I think I would have preferred to drive in the snow.
Oh, you were driving in that horrible storm? Oh my goodness, Betty Jane, I was inside where it was safe.
I knew when to pull over, and the pub was nice and inviting.
I gotcha. I thought we were going to get a bit of a tornado, I thought for a moment, but the skies weren't green, so I didn't check the news to see if it touched down anywhere.
No, I did see that they had warnings in the Eastern Ontario region, but I don't know. I haven't looked yet. So let's take another caller, number 770, please, Roz.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hi. Thanks. How are you?
Hi, my name is Tamika, and I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. And I really just wanted to ask, do you actually see marriage in the cards for me and the guy that I'm currently seeing?
Okay. Let's see. Monica's looking very intently there.
Oh yeah, I do see settling down. I see a key, and I see a house. Okay. That to me means you're going to be settling down, and for sure you're going to be married. So definitely.
Okay, so when you say house, because my friend already owns a home, are you saying moving in with him or buying a new house? Or?
Okay.
Because I actually just kind of like, before the eclipse, I actually wrote him a letter and told him that I needed him to actually we need to try to work on being more serious, because we have been together like a year in October.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm having a little technical issue here. Betty Jane, I lost you.
I'm sorry. I said, actually, before the eclipse, I actually just told him that I felt like we need to be more serious. I mean, we've been together to be actually a year. We've been knowing each other for about 3 or 4 years, but we actually have been together for it'll be a year in October. So I told him that basically I felt like we need to define our relationship and become more serious. We've been going on trips, doing things, but I want him to be, now we need to actually define our relationship.
Yeah, I do see that. What do you see?
I'm seeing, well, it's funny, I'm not hearing, because it doesn't matter what card I pull, I still don't get a marriage answer, but what I'm hearing is he's got some growing up to do, and then once he does that, he'll be better able to make a commitment to you. So yes, I do see that, but not for a while.
Yeah, I would concur with the cards I just pulled, saying that he's a bit slow in accepting that, but it is coming down the road. He'll definitely settle down, but he is going to be taking his time, as Betty Jane says, for sure.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye. Have a great evening. Bye, Jamaica. Very interesting how we pull cards that are very similar all the time. I always think that's fascinating.
I know. Me too. I find it really interesting. I pulled, a child card right when you were saying he needs to do a little growing up or maturing there, and a little bit of a delay, but it's still coming for sure. Interesting how we're both getting that same read on people.
Absolutely, we're tuned in, dialed in as it says. So, what are some of the events that we're going to do at Witchfest North? I know I'm conducting a cemetery walk at one of the cemeteries in Toronto that I haven't told my husband we're visiting this weekend. So,
hey Patrick.
Lined up?
Apart from that walk, which is also about, as we discussed, ancestry and honoring ancestry, because it's October, it's that time of year, we're going to be having a vendors fair. We're going to be doing tarot readers, psychics, and potentially some massage therapists. Some New Age folks will be joining our ranks in that on Friday the 13th. Saturday is the craft and vendor show that we're bringing forward. And Sunday there's going to be children's wand making. And there's going to be so many venues around Toronto holding events simultaneously, their own witch fests. There's burlesque shows. This is going to culminate in a very large witches ball as well, and a labyrinth walk, which is right downtown behind the Eaton Centre here in Toronto. So, sales, people having particular witch fare, and maybe offering particular coffees, Halloween or witch-themed coffees. Lots of art as well. Hopefully a few gallery shows, people are on board, and pop-up shops with very young, talented women who are making jewelry and essential oils and all sorts of wonderful work in various shops. So it's pretty expansive. It's pretty big. But certainly it won't be boring. There'll be something happening every single day, and especially on the weekends.
Okay. So tell me about the Witches Ball. I know we're partnering up with somebody. Can you tell us a little bit about that organization and how that fits in?
Oh, sure. Win the Toronto is with Deborah Daniel as their program director. Is a wonderful organization here in Toronto promoting women in the arts through a series of events. And those events they cover the range from poetry, spoken word, to visual exhibitions. It's sort of an arts collective, and also inviting other women to participate. So it's a very open, participatory organization that we're partnering with. And I don't have details yet about what exactly is going to happen at the Witches Ball, but I suspect, knowing Deborah and WIMA Toronto, it's going to be something very exciting with lots of dress up and some great music would be my guess.
Awesome. So this is really starting to come together, because I know you haven't been working on, or we haven't been working on it that long, but it seems to me you've got this awesome committee. I'm one, so I can do shout out, don't break my back here. But no, it seems like it's really coming together. How have the individual shops, because we have a very diverse relationship with the shops in Toronto, how have they been? Have they all come on board, or have they been a little iffy, or?
Actually, they've been incredibly supportive, and as soon as, at least one of the people I've spoken to, as soon as they realize it's to promote young women in the arts primarily, and it's just at the time of year that is very witch-friendly, everyone's been really good with that. I haven't received any bad reactions yet. Of course, most of the shops that we're going into are small retailers that we're trying to also help and support, not major corporations per se. So everyone's been really friendly and supportive, and saying that they've got space if somebody wants to put a table with their jewelry. They're not approaching this like it's some real competitive thing. They seem really happy that there's a festival going on, that they can be part of it that time of year, because I don't know, Toronto, we love Halloween. We love this time of year. We tend to love fall very much, and a lot of us wish it were fall all year long. So it's just been a really positive reaction so far from everybody. I'm a little surprised.
It's interesting that you say no large corporations, because I was looking over the Google Calendar for the event yesterday and this morning, so I finally figured it out. I'm a psychic, not a technician, which is why people can't hear me right now. But what I found very interesting is I seem to see this big Canadian bookstore chain on there with your name on it. Maybe you want to give a shout out to yourself here.
Absolutely, and that just worked out really well. I didn't approach Indigo chapters for Witchfest particularly. I had approached them when I came up with the second edition of my Oracle deck, and right here, the Lucky Lenormand, and I'm independent. I don't have an agent or a publisher. Lucky Lenormand, if anybody would like me. And I had to approach bookstores myself, and I just really, really do like the Indigo that we have up at Yorkdale. It's just a really wonderful atmosphere. And for people who aren't familiar with Indigo, there's a coffee shop inside this bookstore. And it's one of the first bookstores, I think, that really offered seating and asked patrons to sit down and read books before they purchased them. So I've spent my fair share of time in the store and approached the manager and asked if I could do a Lenormand read for people and promote the deck and just discuss the differences between Lenormand decks in general and tarot cards, because a lot of folks aren't familiar. So I had to reschedule because I was a little tight with something I was doing in September, and it just got rescheduled to October 21st, I believe. I'll have to check that. It's a Saturday. And it just happens to fall under the wonderful umbrella of Witchfest.
Awesome. Awesome. So where can people get a hold of your beautiful, stunning deck? I have both editions. So where can people get a hold of those?
Oh, thank you. Well, I do have a little Etsy shop, believe it or not, called the Artemisia. So people can go there, or they can just go to my website at monicabodirsky.com. I only have one product for sale right now on my site. I don't have prints of my artwork up for sale yet, so you can't miss it. So if you'd like to order a deck, you can just go to monicabodirsky.com, and I will get that in the mail to you so fast your head will spin.
Awesome. Awesome.
And please, you've got to hurry, folks, because there's only about 30 decks left. I had one run of 100, and there's only about 30 remaining.
And you're going to need some to take to you when you go to your conference in Kingston. And I want to give a special shout out to that while we're doing this, because the Kingston Tarot Conference and Lenormand Conference is this November 4th and 5th, I believe, in Kingston, Ontario. And Monica will be there with her lovely cards. And my good friend Marilyn Shannon runs that. And 17th and 19th, perfect. I will not be there. I'm sorry. I'm scheduled to speak in the UK that weekend, so I will be drinking tea with the Queen instead. But what are you speaking at this conference? You're going to have a table. Will you be doing readings?
Oh, I think it's a wonderful conference. This is actually the first time I'm going. Paris is going to be there, and Joanna Powell-Colbert. I'm really looking forward to meeting them and talking to them about their decks and taking part in the workshops. I have a table there, and I'm going to be selling a few of my decks, but also giclée prints, which are a high quality reproduction of my watercolor painting. So I'll be selling some prints of my tarot artwork as well.
You'll have to put a high priestess aside for me.
I will.
I tend to collect them. I don't know why. I tend to collect them.
Gotcha.
So, okay, so you've got, I'm going to go back to Witchfest. It's an event that's close to both of our hearts right now. So you've got your opening, the closing is the labyrinth. Are you having an opening and closing ritual? What's going on at those two?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The opening and the welcome to the entire festival is going to be an opening ritual in which we're welcoming the elements and ancestors and spirits as an art opening. I'm always putting spirituality, creativity and spirituality together with art. So we're holding basically an arts and spiritual ritual to open the festival, and same with the closing. The Witch Ball is on the weekend, the Witches Ball, and actually Samhain or Halloween is on a Tuesday, I believe. And we also have a banner and flag, and we'll have a little crowd doing a closing ritual. We'll start at Wonderworks again, which is where we began, and we're going to walk a few blocks downtown in a witchy parade fashion with our banner and go to the labyrinth behind the Eaton Center in Trinity Park there. And we will have a closing ritual which honors our ancestry and thank everyone for coming out and supporting us for the festival. and then walk the labyrinth and do a little reflection to close the entire festival.
Awesome. I can't wait. I know I can't be there for all of it, but I'm looking forward to the bits of it I can be there for. I know it's the life of life lived on the road is always interesting. So let's take a caller.
Yeah.
I know we only have time for a few more callers, so let's take caller 858, please.
Oh, hello, Betty Jane. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Who's this?
I'm Anne from the Facebook. You remember you told me to last week to call. I wanted to ask you my question.
Okay, perfect. How can we help?
I have a question. Do you see a romantic relationship? I mean, a serious one for me in the nearest future.
Okay.
There is one person I was hoping for, but I'm not sure if things will work out.
Okay. Monica, let's see what Monica sees or feels first, and then I will take a turn.
Okay.
Okay, sure. I will pull a
Hello,
couple of
Monica.
cards here. Hello. I see, well, there seems to be a little bit of stress currently in a relationship. And I think you're going to receive your answer fairly quickly, but I'm torn. Interestingly, that I pulled two cards between the side, which is about endings, but I also pulled this wedding card or ring card. Let me just hold that up. So I'm not sure if you're going to be continuing in this relationship. I definitely see that you might be having a few issues here. Betty Jane, what are you seeing?
Well, the first card I pulled, and I'm using my brand new tarot deck called The Everyday Witch, and I pulled the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is always about strong women and celebration. Sort of indicates a wedding to me, or a party, or a celebration. Very good, really good relationship. But then it was sort of interesting because I always pull three cards. I pulled the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is sort of like being overwhelmed and, things aren't really going all that well. So then I pulled my Knight of Wands, which really confused things. So I think somebody's got some stuff to do, maybe some growing up before they can become the partner you need. And I do see that happening. I pulled the right card for it, so I pulled the King for you. But somebody's got some growing up to do and some stuff to get rid of before they're ready for you. I'm sorry, Anne. I know it's not the answer you want. They're just not on the right emotional plane as you right now. But that person is out there. They've just got some growing up to do. Look for this to happen probably next fall. I'm not saying you're not going to have a relationship until then. I'm just saying that the right man doesn't come into your life until then, or the right person.
Oh, so maybe it's possible that the person that I know and had hopes to have a relationship is not ready or not in the right emotional state and needs some growing to do. What you say?
Absolutely,
yeah.
That makes perfect sense because it's not in that mind frame right now. Maybe not emotionally available. Maybe in another entanglement that he's not out of yet. So I'm thinking, what I'm hearing is just he's out there, just not yet.
Yeah, that's definitely what I was.
Yeah.
Okay. Since you're so great, ladies, can I ask one more question about my daughter?
Well, daughter's not here, so we don't have permission to look there. So
Oh, okay.
Okay. Probably won't get the answer that you're looking for. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. But thank you so much. I really appreciate you. You're both good, and I always trust your intuition. Thank you both, ladies.
Thank you.
Many blessings.
Very welcome.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Okay. Now that brings up something else. I know you and I, it's funny because as we were talking, you were sort of shaking your head. So obviously that's something that you feel strongly about as well.
Yeah, I do. I do. And on occasion, I've certainly spoken to people about relatives who've passed, but I always ask people to focus on themselves and how they're dealing with situations and not the other person. if they will ask me, well, is he thinking about me? We split up, but is he thinking about me? How's he doing? How's he feeling? I always tell people, well, you'll have to ask him yourself. Why don't you focus on how you're dealing with moving forward rather than with him? Because it does feel a little bit like spying, right? It doesn't feel that ethical to look in at people who aren't present.
Absolutely. And one of the things they say is, I wouldn't just walk into your house. I would wait to be invited.
Yeah.
And for me, it just makes good sense. People who have passed over, things like that, it's a different situation. But you've got to wait for an invitation to be asked those type of questions. And
absolutely.
So let's phrase the question a little differently. So I don't know. It just makes sense to me. So tell me, what can you? Go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you. Sorry, Betty Jane. There was just a delay, but I was just agreeing with you.
So, Witchfest North. I know this is the first one. Do you think there'll be a second one?
Absolutely. There will be year after year after year of Witchfest. Even if there's only 6 of us with our brooms and our paintbrushes, it will keep on coming back because, I'm just one of those crazy people who perseveres through everything. But, I think based on the response I've had so far, it's going to grow every year. And we have a full year to plan because I kind of just sort of came together so fast. Now I'm thinking, hey, we got a whole year to plan, so most definitely we'll just keep it rolling until 10 years from now we are international. That would be interesting. International Witch Fest. Well, I think I know that other cities do Witch Fest. They do.
A couple in the UK. Of course, they're not going to do it as well as we are, but even if they've been doing it 40 years. But, you just have to. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm thinking big here, Betty Jane. I'm thinking that everybody who holds a witch fest will get together as a parliament of witches, and we can vote in the city that is going to hold the witch fest each year and do it huge. Oh, absolutely. That sounds like a fabulous idea. I'm up for that. Correct. Awesome. It's very interesting. I have friends who it's funny, Tiffany's yelling at us on the computer now because she wants to do it too. You can just go to Salem. You're not that far away, honey. I know that there's quite a few places that do hold them, and I know a lot of people who have been involved with them over the years, and I really I have to say with this year, I like the feel of the energy and how it's coming together. Everybody seems to be on board. We speak our piece, and we don't get upset with each other for not agreeing. It's awesome to work in this sort of relationship. So I'm really looking forward to this year. So how can people get in touch with you, and how can they get more information about Witchfest? Well, they can get in touch with me through my website at monicabodirsky.com. If they want to find out more about Witchfest, you can go to Facebook and go to Monica Bodirsky Design, look under the events, and you'll see Witchfest North listed. And there are announcements on that page. And you can go to witchfestnorth.org as well and fill out an application if you'd like to join us and you'd like to make contact. Awesome. And how do people get in touch with you to book a very special reading? Oh, just message me. You can message me through Facebook, add me as a friend, and I'm easy to find. It's funny how I just say this and magically it appears on the screen. I think that's awesome. Yeah, I noticed that. I thought, well, geez, I'm getting some help here too, and look, there's Betty Jane's website too. So if you weren't doing Witchfest this year, what would you be doing October 31st?
I would be with the ladies in my coven, Dark Moon Coven, and we would be holding some kind of Samhain festivity to honor ancestry and to acknowledge those before us and pay our respects and honor and enjoy ourselves in our good company. That's what I would be doing.
Absolutely. Cool.
And how about you?
Well, for the last few years, I've been been interesting. This year, I am planning on being in Salem, so that's the plan at this moment, but we'll see.
Wow.
I've gone down there for a number of years, so I still like to do that. And of course, my very favorite store in the whole world is down there at Artemisia Botanicals, and I just love going down there and spending time with Terry. She does She does a very authentic ritual every year, and she's always opened it up and to the public, and had a lovely, we call it Tea with Terry, because if you've been to Salem at Halloween, you know it's massively overrun with tourists, and I'm one of them, and it can be a little Hollywood-esque, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
That is a good description, for sure. We're heading down to Salem on 26th. We'll be there until September 3rd. Sometimes we pretty much go every year, and we have friends down there, but we tend to go a little early or in our Thanksgiving week in around October 7th. But Witch Fest is calling, so we have to get our Salem fix in early.
Yeah, I was down there in February, and I got snowed in, so I stayed an extra day and shoveled. So I want to thank you very much for joining me this evening, and we will do this again in October, a little closer, and maybe we'll have some of the other ladies that are on the committee come in. We can have them sit in the green room and call on them if they decide that if they aren't camera shy. It would be awesome, and they can talk a little bit about their individual parts. You've got a very hardworking committee, and I'm really hoping I know it's going to be a very successful event. So I want to thank you for your time this evening.
Thank you so much, Betty Jane. Thank you for all your help and for having me on your show. Much appreciated, and all the best.
Oh, not a problem. Thank you very much as well. And thank you, Roz, from behind the scenes. I know that she'll fix the audio and she will get it going for the broadcast because she's my technical guru. Her name is Tiffany. I call her Roz. We did watch Fraser. And if anybody wants to get a hold of me, you can reach me at 416-894-2602. Or you can get me through my website at www.bettyjaneware.com. The long weekend in September, I am in Kitchener-Waterloo doing readings at Bingaman's. Never sure how to say that, but and then I am teaching a class here for the weekend and off to Ottawa for a weekend. And if you want to see me in Ottawa, book now because I'm almost completely booked. So email me now if you want that at bettyjaneware@me.com. Thank you very much again, Tiffany, and I know we'll chat soon. We'll have to get together for a coffee.